Yeah, a lot of people want the answer to be pleasing to them. It's not always like the worst thing I found out is they look like us, but they ain't us. That hurt my feelings so bad. I mean, that cut me to the bone marrow.
I think I cried when I found that out.
I, I was too hurt to cry.
Understood.
I was too hurt to cry. I was just like, this is unbelievable. And
Understood completely.
they standing next to us the whole time, and they the problem.
Mm. But it makes sense. Like once I like when I truly, it was like, of course it makes sense, man. But thank you, thank you for taking my call. I can't see you; it's a black screen, but I'm glad I get to talk to you.
Oh well, I can see you clear. You can look at
Yeah, I
it on
can't.
the. You can look at it on the replay though. It should come up on the replay. I don't know why it's
Okay.
blank over there, but I am
The
in
last time.
Instagram. I am in Instagram jail though.
Well, that makes sense, and I don't think they really like me because of the stuff I be looking and asking questions on. Because the last time I tried to get in your live, they kept blocking me.
I know. I just tried to let you in like 3 or 4 times before I let the brother in a minute ago. And
I knew it. I knew
yeah.
because I kept seeing it acting up. I was like, they on this bull. But let me stop. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, sweetie. I talk your heavy voice, man. That remind me of when men was men.
Thank you, man. I spoke to you one time. It's been a while, man, but you know, I know you speak to a lot of people and
I
stuff.
think I remember you though.
Okay, yeah, I drive the truck, you know,
Oh yeah.
but yeah. But yeah, so the sister that you was talking to, that you just answered a question about you know, the how the women made the men and stuff like that. I've been really studying Akhenaten for probably like the last several years, but I've been making breakthroughs all the time. But anyway, I kind of had a theory about why he portrayed himself with the female parts, and I was kind of thinking that, you know, he was more portraying the divine feminine or the superiority of the female based on like what you were just saying in response to the sister's question, like and trying to show people that that and also I was thinking that maybe the divine feminine is it's not necessarily like male or female. It's like genderless,
Oh,
but it just so happens that since females can make their own child, if they have the chi energy in the sacral chakra, then maybe the divine feminine just appears to be a woman, and that the males and females as they are today have the same type of length of progression. You know what I mean? And but anyway, I just want to know what you think about that.
I want you to try something on and see how it feels. You ever occurred to you that Akhenaten had itself depicted as an androgyny to show you that he derived his power from the matriarchs?
Okay.
The
Okay.
term pharaoh is feminine. It means,
Okay.
and by inference, it's referring to the woman as the light of the house.
Okay.
It's referring specifically to who's ever sitting on the queen seat is seated as the reigning Isis, also known
Okay.
also known as Mary. Hail Mary,
Exactly.
Mother of God, blessed art thou
Exactly.
among women. Ta Mary is the land of Mary, which is the land of Isis, which is what we call the Africa, the motherland. But it's really not. America is the true motherland, with the original first temple of Isis was in the Grand Canyon.
Mm. Word. Word.
So
Yeah, that's deep.
Hatshepsut wore a beard. She was a
Mm.
matriarch that came into power off of her father's line. So the
Mm.
priests say, how do we leave for posterity a way for them to know that Hatshepsut was the heir off her father's side, and they say put her in a beard. In the South,
Damn.
we got a turn. Big Mama got on man shoes. That means the shit about to go down right now. She addressing a serious matter. If it get more serious than that, we say Big Mama got on man shoes and Big Mama got Big Papa gun. That
That's
means
right.
everybody
That's right.
mount up. It's time to tear this mother up. But we don't use those terms no more. But they still in the culture where we'll hear it from time to time in a movie. We might run across it in a book. And we be like, why do that sound familiar? Because it used to be like a battle cry. When the little kids in the house, the uncles is working all day some of them in the barn, some of them in the field, some of them out hunting. So when they when Big Mama going to address a matter and she put on man shoes, that's so the little kids can go tell all the uncles, Big Mama got on man shoes. That means drop what you doing, there's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if they see her with Big Papa gun and they run out there and tell them uncles, Big Mama got on man shoes and she got Big Papa gun, they all grabbing they firearms. They know what's going down.
True indeed. True indeed. Yeah, yeah, that's dope, man. Just one last little question. Like I felt like I was working on a book, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't because it's just more of me contemplating.
Y'all
But
working on the book. It's
I
called Your
tuned
Book of
in.
Life. Whatever you put in it, it's your book.
Exactly. I had subscribed to the Billy Carson channel, and I was actually watching some of his stuff. He got this Egyptian mystery school. It's pretty cool. But like just for one split second on the screen, it had these the keys to Orion or the keys to Sirius. I forget which one. But one of the points was activating the 7 chakras, and that's part of like the thing I've been contemplating on, as far as like putting together not only the chakras but the planets, as well as the 7 sins and the 7 virtues, connecting all that together. And so when when I was looking through all the info and stuff, they said that on Billy Carson's channel, and some other guy said that this was referred to back in the day as the 7 snakes, and it just made me have all of its individual things encompassed in it. And I remember you spoke one time about the importance of the 7 virtues, and so basically, I just I feel like that is extremely important that everybody kind of get this, because I feel like in the story of Jesus, he said the basics were love your neighbor and then love God, basically. But I feel like one layer deeper than that would come your 7, right? Just to go right past that. And I feel like that should be on display just as important as if people are there's a lot of Christians out here. I come from a Christian family, and so stuff I talk about, they done rejected that my whole life. I'm used to it. But I think that that's just the next layer of understanding as far as spirituality, because for it to say that it's one of the keys to Sirius, I feel like there's some type of magical type of powers associated with imbuing yourself with, you can say, the values, and the values will give you the strength to perform the virtues. And then that'll pretty much have a karmic effect on you, to where in India, they call the superpowers the cities, HICDHIS, the cities, which would be a supernatural power, but it could be any accomplishment. And so how you start getting the cities as a byproduct of the presence of God, right? And so I think that this seventh snake thing is extremely important. And I guess I just wanted to know what you thought about that, like filtering it through you. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the Nagas spirit.
Okay.
The,
Okay.
the Nagas are called Ethiopian rulers. But we forget that Ethiopia also encompassed India. India was once called Eastern Ethiopia.
That's a major key, brother. Damn. That's a
Right.
major
So
key.
the reason why is both of them is the land of Enki. Enki is he ruled the Absu, which is sub-Saharan Africa, um, going up to Ethiopia, and then he ruled over India and the connecting lands between it's through Iran going into India,
Mm.
right? So those was the lands of Enki. The Dravidians of the Afro-wearing Dravidians of India is the original royal family of India. They're the real Aryans. They call them Dravidians or the Untouchables, and that's because Enlil took over and put his melanated, straight-haired sons and daughters on the throne to take the power from Enki. That was all
Damn.
part of the Babylonian conquest of the earth, the Vimanus Wars, the Vedic Wars, and the wars of the Great Atlan that was
But
drawn
that,
into those wars.
hold on. That I just wanted to say that explains the whole caste system, right? They have it not only in India, but it's all over the world. Because I've been to India before, about 10 years ago, and I saw the dark, the blackest dark people. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Some of them
blackest. They
purple.
there.
Some of them purple.
Like I'm gonna send you a picture a little bit later. But this lady was so dark, it was crazy. But there's a lot of dark skin, but people know that. But I'm just saying, I've been there
The
to see that.
the
But
shocker comes when they find people me and your complexion with straight hair and slanty eyes in China.
yeah, they there.
Yeah, they in the Philippines too.
Yeah, and it explains, like, if you talk about Akhenaten, the the priesthood of Amun, right? I feel personally like that was the
Akhenaten
whatever
was the
you,
priesthood of the Aten.
yeah, he was going against them, and I
He was
just
going
feel like
against the ones who wanted to keep the God self unknown to the human. That's the Amun priesthood. And if they keep the God self concealed from the human won't never aspire to a God-like potential, right? It's a thinking man's game. So you give them recreation and sport to distract them from the development of the self in the intellectual and spiritual capacity, and you get them to focus on their physical and sexual prowess. You take them from higher chakra resonance to lower chakra frequencies, and then you teach them to keep incanting Amen or Amun,
Mhm.
which tells the inner God to remain hidden. And that's why in the book it says, shine your light into the world. What good is a candle if it's under a basket, right? Because you hiding your light. They telling you about the Amun spell, but they not telling you what it is.
So
So
every
when you go to
time we say
church,
that amen,
yeah,
where it's a spell
right.
invoking in Lil, basically,
Well, it's
and
not
or whatever.
invoking. It's binding. It's a binding spell on the self.
Damn, damn.
You putting yourself in a conjure. You telling yourself to keep your God concealed from the world because the world is not ready to receive the God being.
Mm,
So you have to keep yourself in that spell till somebody come along and say, Amun me to keep your inner God hidden. I tend me to let your inner God be seen as the sun at high noon.
exactly, exactly. so that's why I latched on to that name a long time ago, because I just want to put that energy out there. Um, I just feel like this organized religion has been twisted, just like back in that day. Those different rules that they had, I think that their true meaning had been forgotten, because they are aspects of God, but I think they was twisting the game on the people, and the people were confused with all these guys, and so that's why I think the family and all Queen Ty and all them saw that, and I think that that's why he did that, went back to one God, because these different aspects of it, y'all don't even understand what that even means. Y'all just buying trinkets, and it's a market going on. The priests are rich and all this type shit going on, right?
Right. That's
But
all.
so I
That's all money magic. Those are rituals that they do. That's why they take up collections in church after you
damn,
pay the tax man.
damn,
So this is why the priesthood stay wealthy and the commoners stay poor. Between the tax man and the priest, about 70% of your income is being consumed. That ain't even counting inflation yet. So
exactly,
really, we living on less than 1% of what we supposed to be living on.
damn. Yeah, you were the first person that introduced me to that term of Babylonian money magic, and
Yeah,
it, it,
people
it
think I be making it up until you look it up.
it's real, and it goes deeper than just what we see as having money or not having money, or these. No, it's actually like spells and stuff. Like, we don't even know like what money really is. Like, it goes deeper. So when you introduced me to that term, it made me think about money different. You know what I'm saying? And it's way deeper than just the your bank account or the paper. It's way deeper than that shit. And that's why they got them faces on the denominations and shit. That's deep too. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
invoking the spirit of the dead.
Man, yeah.
That's called necromancy, incorporated
Ah,
in
shit.
the money magic to reinforce the power of it. You ever heard of a book called The Richest Man in Babylon?
No.
Look it up. It's The Richest Man in Babylon. The richest man in Babylon is a glimpse into Babylonian money magic.
Mm, damn. Yeah, I'm
Jews
about to
been
look that up.
teaching it ever since the captivity of the so-called Jews in Israel.
Uh-huh.
This is, I mean, not in Babylon. The Babylonian captivity, they wrote the money magic, the sex magic, and the blood magic in the Talmud and the Mishnah. And this is why
Damn.
they don't give it to converts. Converts only get the Torah, the law, right? Because the law is how they keep the other operational rituals secret. They use the law as the prevailing influence on the conduct of the people as a control of the goyim, the chattel, the Lulu
Damn.
Amalu.
Damn.
They talk about all this stuff in the Sumerian tablets, but most people will overlook it because the way that they talk, they didn't talk like we talk.
Okay.
So when we translating, a whole lot of information is getting lost in translation. When they talking about um, the the cows was too loud, they talking about the women, the matriarchs. They was referring to as the heifers, and when Enlil was saying they was too loud because they telepathy, he couldn't stop them from telepathically riding because they control the
Damn.
mitochondrial, and the mitochondrial frequency is where the human hive is linked through. That's why you have to be approved by women in order to receive your telepathic right to communicate in the women's hive. It's a lot of women gotta approve you in order to initiate you into the telepathic communication among the sisterhood. Men, it's difficult for men to get in because we got that masculine bravado, and
Mm-hmm.
we not always balanced because of it. Because under the patriarchy, we taught to rule. Masculine is to rule with an iron fist. That's not what masculine is, right?
Right.
We know that the
Right.
feminine is love and compassion. The masculine is discipline and order.